Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for L2 Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We're covering Raising Kanan. This is season 3, episode 5. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also share it. Please subscribe to my channel if you are not as of yet, and you can make your comments below. Stuff happened. Of course, this show is like a slow build. We're getting some action midway through. And I also found out that this is they're going to be Raising Kanan is going to be on hiatus for the next 2 weeks. So I guess that's why they had to do what they did at the end of the episode. If you have not watched, go on and watch because I didn't think that this was going to happen this way. I knew someone would have to bite the dust. That was actually a intricate part of the series. Of course, we know the police officer, but she wasn't that important, and I was ready for her to go anyways. But we needed someone at least close within this whole cast to just do it. And I think now it makes sense to me. I was shocked at the time, but after thinking about it, oh, okay. But we'll get to that in just a second. I'm kind of grouping scenes together by who they are because there were so many slicing and dicing of scenes. 1 minute we're here, next minute we're there. Then we go back here, and then go here, and then go back here. And I just kind of want to group them all together, kind of make it easier, and we can get through this review. All right, so we start with Ronnie. Somebody compared him to Dahmer, Jeffrey Dahmer. I said, Lord, Lord, Jeffrey Dahmer. Anyways, he holds a guy at gunpoint and ends up stealing his car. It sounds a lot. Well, I've never seen Marvin do this way, but you know how Marvin would steal all these cars? It's like Ronnie just held gunpoint and steals a car. It's like, what the crap? Anyways. But we're going to get back on Ronnie and all that good stuff in just a minute. Kanan's at Rock's home. He's talking with Famous to try to get things together, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do within the business. And Rock walks in on him. Kanan hangs up the phone and just basically asks him, what's up? And why you got this map that you keep looking at? As she saw the map when she went to Kanan and Famous' apartment. So Kanan's really not saying too much to her. But Rock is like, you're in my house, and it's really what you make of it. It can be pleasant, or it can turn terrible. We find out a little bit later that Famous gets arrested. He's outside. The police run up as the guys are handing him all their money. They end up arresting him and questioning him about what's going on. They really wanted to question him concerning, remember that murder that Famous did? I think this was season 1. I don't think it was season 2. But that guy that was in the apartment building, that had to be season 2, I think. Whatever, whichever one. About Freddie, Juke ended up killing him. They were asking all these questions about that. They really didn't get anything, and they ended up letting him go. In the meanwhile, Kanan did find out about it, and somehow just is disappointed and Famous in this whole situation. So Kanan basically takes up the business while Famous is out and telling all the remainder of guys, because some people ran off after seeing the cops basically, well, didn't snatch up anybody but Famous, but now they're running scared. Ronnie, which I got to come back to, so we're going to wait just a moment. Ronnie ends up telling Neek that he jacked his car, but he says he's going to flip it so he can get some cash so that he can get some drugs. And he's basically just ready to do the job that he wants done, or whatever. So Neek ends up taking Ronnie to the Chinese store where they're going to be functioning to get the drugs out. The woman cousin and wife, or whoever it is, the wife and the husband, basically the woman's like, I don't want both of them. One is enough. I said, what does that mean? You only want to see one black woman, or what, black man, woman? So Neek tells the plan, and Ronnie just said, this ain't it. We're not doing this. F you. Excuse me. So they'll go outside and kind of argue and all this good stuff. And Ronnie says, Rock done got you turned out. And you act like I don't know what's going on. Even with Rock, because she's still in the game. And Neek says, for the last time, if you weren't my brother first, I would have dealt with you in a different way. But for the last time, Rock is out the game. So basically, Ronnie's saying, come up with something else. But I think he's at the point where he's going to come up with something else himself. Marvin and his the white friend, I guess he's a writer for a newspaper. He's going to Marvin wants him to write an article on Juke, and he ends up trying to come up with the brainstorming at what the story would be about: a girl coming from the wrong tracks and becoming this singer. And Marvin took offense to that, which I would too. Like, we didn't come from the wrong tracks. Well, you do live in Queens, Jamaica, and there was just a murder around in your neighborhood. And then Marvin asks, who are you talking about? And basically, he describes Dean, and Marvin figures it out that Dean has been killed. What happened? Who knows? All right, so Rock goes and visits her building that she just purchased, and all of the windows have been crashed or have been smashed. The cops pull up and basically is bribing Rock, like, we could protect your building. Basically, we know that the cops did something. They are vandalizing, and they're trying to corner Rock to start paying them in order to keep her area, her building safe. Rock basically tells the cops, we're good. I don't need your help. So later on, Marvin comes and pays Rock's visit, and she ends up telling him concerning what's going on and how the cops are trying to hassle her. He ends up telling her about Dean being killed. And he also tells her about coming to Marvin and Lou's bar for the event that they have going up. And basically, Rock is very negative and says, F Lou. It's like, oh, okay. It's crazy because you know what you did to your brother. Lou has a reason to say F you. You don't. But it's like anything that anyone wants to do outside of the drug game, you don't care about. Even though you were trying to protect your son from not doing it. And you're also encouraging Juke to sing. It's kind of backwards to me. But anyways, for now, Rock is not coming. Lou and Shelly, they were talking about this whole event that they want to have. It's a hip-hop night, basically open up mic night. And he's going to look for somewhere where he can get a free promotion to bring in the people, the patrons. Lou ends up finding his a radio guy to help promote. All right, so making sure I got everything. Okay. So Kanan did take over whatever Famous's position was. Ronnie comes over to him after being so frustrated with Neek, and basically demanding letting me know who his supplier is, because he was like, I know you're working for somebody, and Kanan's like, I work for me. Or I work for me. So Kanan refused to give it up, and Kanan went inside. Let's see. Lou's kind of was tired of the same record being played by Shelly at the bar, so he said that he was going to stop by his mom to get more of his father's music. When he goes by his mom's home, basically he's upset. She's upset already and very negative, and she said he was looking for music and all that, and the mom was very negative and thinking that the whole music business was of nothing. It got your father nowhere, and look how your father died. And Luke said music didn't kill him. And she's like, well, Rock's not even coming by anymore, and I need some money, blah, 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 blah. So it looks like Mama knows about the business and is okay with Rock doing what she does as long as she gets paid for it, whatever. So Lou ended up giving Mama some money before she left. But to me, I feel like Mama was quite like Rock in this whole sense. It's just like the only thing to answer all financial questions is actually drugs or selling drugs. It's crazy. It's very interesting to see. So of course, Ronnie didn't really get too far. He ends up going to see that cousin from the convenience store. Remember her? So she says, I have nothing to do with you or your brother. And Ronnie was trying to take the plate because he needs a supplier. So he's like, well, I'm not my brother. Well, he says, well, as long as this person is alive, then there's nothing that we can do. And Ronnie was like, well, my brother is not going anywhere, basically. And then she said, huh? I guess we have nothing to talk about. And then she walks back into the house. That's foreshadowing for what's about to happen. Quite crazy to me. Oh, Rock gets a visit by the social worker. Kanan is not there. She stays for a while waiting on him, and after a while, after he misses his appointment, the social worker said, I'm going to be lenient this one time. But if Kanan is not here the next time, he will be removed from the home and basically put into the system, and you're going to have to fight things out at family court. So it's like Rock did all of this mess, and now you're like one step away from losing your child. That's quite crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Famous. He gets out and he comes home. Of course, Kanan asks, where's the money at? And he says, they're gone. They took it. Blah, 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 blah. And basically, Kanan said, I knew I couldn't trust you in this business. And then at this point, now Famous is fighting back. Like, what do you mean? I've been here holding it down when you weren't here. And I'm still holding you down, even in regards to the whole Freddie situation. Kanan said, why are you talking about this? That's what they were questioning me about. They wanted to know. So did you tell them? And Famous is like, no, I didn't. It's like total trust is just gone. And Kanan don't even know the real stuff. The stuff that would really piss him off is that his mom still came by and put that gun in his bag. So it's like, I don't know if he's got a feeling about Famous at this point, but he doesn't really know everything that could be damaging to the relationship. So at this point, they're at odds, Famous and Kanan. Let me make sure. Radio, we did that part. Let's go on to Juke. All right, so Juke and the Butter, they are practicing. Aisha, who's the one that's called Juke polo shirt or polo wear, the nice one. She's struggling. And Juke offers to help because even the manager is yelling at her, being crazy, and the diva one is diva-ing, just acting stupid. You're in my way and in my spotlight. Crazy. It's so arrogant. Later on, they talk a little bit. Aisha's doubting herself and maybe she needs to give it up. And Juke doesn't speak highly about herself. She's encouraging others. And Aisha said, no, you are. And I guess she said the same things as Nicole, her girlfriend. So they got on that subject, and Juke was like, how did we get here? We're supposed to be talking about you, Aisha. So now the cat's out of the bag that Juke likes girls. And obviously there's an attraction to Aisha and Aisha to Juke. Let's see. Famous home, blah, blah, blah. We did all that. Howard's meeting with one of the FBI people. They are still trying to figure out something with this Crown case, and they're not giving up until something sticks. And basically want Howard, if you hear anything, let us know. We're trying to get everything solved. That's his only thing. So we move on to Kanan. He comes home, and Rock is basically lecturing him, and Kanan not even listening. And Rock was like, keep on ignoring me. I got something for you, basically. And that was the end of that scene. Rock goes to Dean's funeral. Rock pays her respects, also talks with the grandmother, and Neek shows up. Rock and Neek, they go outside and they talk. And at this point, he thinks that Neek tells Rock that he thinks that, well, Ronnie is wilding, and he thinks that he killed Dean. Ronnie's at home, and Neek is asking, where is Neek and all this good stuff. And of course, Ronnie at this point, he says, I don't know. He's probably effing Rock right now. And then she was like, what did you say? He wouldn't respond or anything. And he just basically walked out of the room, and she's left with, what are you saying? Come back here. Blah, 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 blah. You know that mess. Later on, Neek ends up, and the girlfriend ends up confronting him. So you effing Rock? He's like, what? What are you talking about? It's like, how could you do this? And you know that she tried to kill you and tried to put a murder charge on you and all this good stuff. And then you're not even thinking straight. I mean, that's true. You guys were just enemies, and now all of a sudden, y'all sharing fluids. From a logical standpoint, it does sound weird. And basically, he does what a lot of cheaters do. You don't need to be worried about anything that I got going on outside of the home. You're taken care of and all this good stuff. So he ends up walking out the door, and that's how that ended. I don't know. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, she ends up throwing a glass at the door and all this good stuff. Not really wanting to take accountability to what's happening. Juke and Aisha are leaving the studio, and she invites her to the open mic. He's outside. They're outside, and Marvin is waiting in the car, and he's smiling and cheesing because he's like, "Oh, I know something going on. Oh, sookie sookie now, you know." So she said that Aisha said that she'll come, and Juke has a smile on her face as she comes back to the car. Marvin is smiling too, and Marvin was like, "So your girl don't need a ride?" And now she's all straight face. She good, Juke. So this is one of the most phenomenal things that happened in this episode that I'm glad that it happened, because it's not realistic or it's not really shown a lot. Um, Marvin says, you don't have to hide anything from me. Basically, it's okay. I'm okay with you being gay, a lesbian. One from a black man, a black father, having this much consciousness and having this much connection and providing a safe place for Juke to be a lesbian and to explore in her sexuality. That doesn't happen, especially not out of a black man. But guess what? There are black women who are just as volatile against anybody that's amongst the LGBT community. It's crazy, but I just never seen it. So shout out to Marvin. But I would love to know what happened to Juke as far as what we've seen in the original Power series as to why she is the way she is, because it looks like things are coming full circle for her and should be coming to a healed place. All right, so the detective is talking with someone, and they're trying to get this information about Crown and Camacho. They didn't get too much, but they were out of this guy. But he was trying to get help out of some type of charge he got going on. But he ends up calling Raquel Rock, and they're like, so she goes by Rock? Yeah. So detective leaves the room and tells whomever his partner is, we're going to circle back around Rock about this whole Crown and Camacho thing. They arrive at Rock's home, and Rock is about to go to the event. And I wish she was able to come to finally support Lou, but obviously their relationship is going to be tainted for a long time. So they're trying to question her. Of course, she says that she needs a lawyer. Her lawyer shows up and is there. After the whole questioning, basically the lawyer says that you're good. There's nothing that they have on you. So the open mic night, Juke and Famous, they're sitting down and they're having a good time. Kanan comes and Juke waves him over, and Famous gets up and leaves. Aisha's there also, and Kanan's kind of can see that Kanan is wanting to get to know Aisha. But then Kanan asked Juke, can we talk for a few minutes? And then she said, is there anything going on between you two? And she said, no, go after her. But as he walks away, you can see that she is bothered by that because she knows that she does have some type of attraction to Aisha. And then they are yucking it up over there in the seats. So the ending scene, Neek goes to find Ronnie because now he's really effing up and doing a lot of damaging things towards him, despite him helping and all this good stuff. So basically, he finds him and says, you're messing up my life. And that's bitch shit that you're not supposed to be doing towards me. I'm your bro, all this good stuff. And Ronnie says, I think you forgot that I'm the big dog. They end up tussling and fighting, and Neek had him for a few minutes, and it was all this good stuff. It looked like Ronnie was knocked out. Neek was walking away. Ronnie grabbed his pipe and beat him over the head, hit him some more, punched him, and basically punched the life out of him. I was shocked. Because Neek was not, I get it now, but it's like, oh my God. Ronnie takes Neek's body and throws him over a cliff someplace. I said, oh my, that was your brother. So now, obviously, there's a pathway for Ronnie to get the connect that was Rock's old connect to start up the business again. Since Neek is gone, I'm sure Ronnie is going to be going after Rock, possibly Kanan and the brothers. It's like, what the crap is going on? So I think I understand why Neek had to go. One, we had to have somebody a little bit more connected to the cast. Two, Neek is a different person. He's totally changed his whole self and decided he wanted to be Rock's lover. Full-fledged. and it did make him look a certain way. I do get it. I understand. As long as I just saw Neek not doing anything to Rock, I was okay with it. I think from the outside looking in, Nick, this is not you. So I don't know what's happening. Again, we're going on hiatus for 2 weeks. Sometime in January, I forget which week. But tell me your thoughts on what you think of this episode. I appreciate everyone for coming to this channel. Give me your thoughts about Juke. Like, what in the world happened to make her be the way that she's going to be later on in life? Give me your thoughts on how Neek, why they killed Neek. How do you feel about Neek dying? But anyways, please like this video, share it. Also, subscribe to my channel and leave your comments below. Until the next video, peace.